Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, and to our televiewers and our YouTube account, DPWH Second DEO. This morning, we will be conducting a pre-bid conference for the following contract ID numbers 24 KF 0053, 24 KF 0057, 24 KF 0063, 24 KF 0064, and 24 KF 0065. But before we formally start this pre-bid conference, may I request everyone for a silent prayer, after which is the roll call of attendance by Engineer Nishiba Harong.
Good morning for the attendees for today's pre-bid conference, March 8, 2024. Of the BAC members, Naima Y. Al-Kuzari, Chief BAC Chairperson.
Present.
Marlon D. Lukman, BAC Vice Chairman.
Present.
Aminuddin M. Pasagi, BAC Regular Member.
Present.
Waida D. Bacaro, BAC Professional Member.
Present.
Abdul Junaldin Iskander, Member PWP.
Present.
Anabil D. Quinones, BAC Secretariat.
Present.
Norhanida M. Mamusaka, BAC Secretariat. Controllers, Nashiba M. Makamilban, BAC Secretariat. And Runet John and Fabre, BAC Secretariat.
Present.
And we have no attendees from the... And also we have Johnny B. Mamante, sorry, Head TWG.
Present.
And we have no attendees from the prospective leaders. That's all for the attendance.
Thank you. This pre-bid conference is conducted pursuant to RA 9184 under Section 22.3, which requires the procuring entity to conduct pre-bid conference mainly to discuss, clarify, and explain about eligibility requirement, technical component, and financial component of the contract to be bid. Among others, it includes also the discussion of activities in the awarding of contracts once the project is bid. Importantly, this is the right time for questions and clarifications from the prospective bidders before the conduct of the opening of bids. Since the BAC members are in quorum, we may now start to discuss the following: contract data, technical and financial proposals, eligibility requirements, and awarding of contract.
Before we start for the contract data, so we acknowledge the presence of Lito Ed Nagtuan, BAC Professional Member. The first contract, 24K0053, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multi-Purpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Multi-Purpose Building, Facilities to Support Services, Rehabilitation of Multi-Purpose in Pantao, Ragat, Lanao del Norte. Scope of works, facilities for the engineers, other general requirements, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary, plumbing works, finishing and other works, and electrical works. Then approved budget of the contract of 9,899,307 pesos and centavos with a contract duration of 154 calendar days and the cost of bidding document is 10,000. Next project, 24K0057, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multi-Purpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Multi-Purpose Building, Facilities to Support Services, Rehabilitation of Multi-Purpose Building in Pantao, Ragat, Agro Industrial High School, location in Pantao, Ragat, Lanao del Norte, scope of works, facilities for the engineers, other general requirements, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary planning works, finishing and other works, and electrical works. With an approved budget for the contract of 2,969,386 pesos and 52 cents, with a contract duration of 60 calendar days, and the cost of bidding document is 3,000. Next project, 24K0063, Basic Education Facilities Fund, BEFF, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Sultan Dimaporo Memorial Integrated School in Sultan, Naga, Dimaporo, Lanao del Norte. Scope of works, facilities for the engineers, other general requirements, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary plumbing works, earthworks, laying and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other works, electrical works, and mechanical works. With an approved budget of the contract of 7,482,784 pesos and 14 cents, with contract duration of 88 calendar days, and the cost of bidding document is 8,000. Next is 24K0064, Basic Education Facilities Fund, BEFF, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Panoloon National High School, location in Sapad, Lanao del Norte. Scope of works, facilities for the engineers, other general requirements, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary planning works, earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other works, electrical and mechanical works. With an approved budget of the contract of 7,386,583 pesos and 98 cents, with a contract duration of 88 calendar days, and the cost of bidding documents is 8,000. Next project, 24K0065, Basic Education Facilities Fund, BEFF, construction of one-story, three-classroom school building in Salvador National High School, location in Salvador, Lanao del Norte. Scope of works, facilities for the engineers, other general requirements, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary plumbing works, earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other works, electrical works, and mechanical works. With an approved budget of the contract 10,334,603 pesos and 85 cents, with a contract duration of 99 calendar days, and the cost of bidding document is 11,000. That's all for the contract.
Morning. For the components of technical and financial proposal, bids are submitted simultaneously in two separate envelopes. First envelope contains the technical bid component, including the eligibility documents, technical requirements, and if any Class B documents. On the other hand, the second envelope shall contain the financial bid component. Reminder, kindly provide at least 2 copies of your proposal, original copy and copy 1. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically. Naka-plus po sa screen ang link ng district kung gusto niyo po i-pursue ang online submission. This is our new checklist as of October 2021 po. Our technical component has 3 kinds of documents. The first one is the legal documents, which is composed of valid registration certificates, all pages po, 3 pages po yan, or SEC, DTI, or CDA, MERS, or business permit, and tax clearance per DEO 398 series of 2005. To those that di po enrolled sa CWA, kindly notify us and our central office for your application. The implementation of the program in the department was started through Department Order Number 159, Series of 1999, a pre-qualification registry for civil works contractors. CWA or Civil Works application refers to a software application to register contractors' information and to determine the eligibility of contractors for civil works projects. If not enrolled in CWA, please attach the Class A and Class B documents not covered by the fellowship certificate. Second document is the technical documents, which is further classified as Class A and Class B documents. Class A documents are the statement of ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded but not yet started, the SLCC, the pickup license, and the bid securing or bid securing declaration. Notarized po yung bid securing declaration. Class B documents are joint venture valid, joint venture agreement or registration for the type and contract to be bid, and the special pickup license itself. In case po na if enrolled in CW, Class A and Class B documents, if any, are to be updated. In case po na may ina-update sa documents sa CWA, see to it na attach pa rin po natin sa technical documents. Para if it happens na ineligible po kayo, pwede po kayo mag-request for unlock. We will only entertain request for unlock if the said documents are attached on technical documents on the day of opening. Then if granted po ang unlock na po yung request, saka po namin i-reprocess. Reminders din po sa taga-update ng data, be sure po na napasok na sa system before bidding. It's not an assurance na nakasubmit na kayo sa central office, napasok na po sa system. There are 4 acceptable form of bid security. The first one is the cash or cashier's or manager's check, which is 2% of the ABC. Second, the back guarantee or draft or irrevocable LC, which is also 2% of the ABC to be bid. Third, surety bond callable upon demand, 5% of ABC to be bid. And lastly, fourth, bid securing declaration, no percentage required. Please be reminded that we do have a revised form of bid securing declaration as per DMC 85 series of 2020. For the project requirements, first is the organizational chart. Second is list of contractors' key personnel. Third is list of contractors' equipment, whether owned or leased with proof of ownership or certificate of availability of equipment from the lessor for the duration of the project. Omnibus term statement revised if applicable. Original notarized secretary certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the JB, giving full power and authority to its office to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. The next is the audited financial statement, showing, among others, the total and current assets and liabilities duly stamped received by the BIR for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of submission po. And lastly, the NFCC. So lastly, the financial component, only the second envelope, financial envelope of eligible bidders whose first envelope have been rated pass shall be opened. This second envelope shall contain the following components. First is the bid form. Second is the summary of bid prices and bill of quantities. Third is the detailed estimates. And last is the cash flow. Lahat po yan duly signed by the proprietor or representative of the said contractor. Hindi po notarized, duly signed lang po. The next is the criteria of eligibility processing, bid evaluation, and post-qualification. The BAC will emphasize that all procurement will be done in accordance with RA 9184. And under Article 4, Section 10 of this said RA and National Procurement Manual 67-2012, all procurement is done through competitive bidding. We are encouraging our bidders to follow this DEO 51 series of 2010, which required all contractors doing business in our department to be registered in the CWA system. This department uses a system called CWR to initially process the capability of each bid proposal if it matches the contract profile or not. This DO may be much appreciated whenever contractor requests for unlocking for reprocessing. Contractors kindly always monitor and update your documents. Expired CPA files will affect your eligibility results. Make it a habit to attach your updated Class A and Class B documents po. BAC assumes no responsibility for the contractor's lapses for all formats needed are has always been provided. If happen you cannot access our two websites, the FieldZips and the department websites, you can always visit our office. As mentioned earlier, one of the components of the technical proposal is the FieldZips, which is a 3-page document. Be reminded missing 1 or 2 of its pages will be automatically disqualified. And as per GPPB Resolution number 15-2021, we do have a revised FieldZip Certificate of Platinum Registration and Membership po. Sa first page may number 1 to 4 na po tayo dyan. Next, kindly attach your DTI certificate for sole proprietorship and SEC or CDA for the corporation. Next, MERS permit or business permit, renewable every year, every end of the year. Please do take note po kung anong kind or line of business po ang nilagay nila sa documents ninyo po. Then next is the tax clearance, renewable every year. Next is the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Kindly attach your CRC or contract, NOAA, and NTP to support this document. Next is LCC. Attach your CRC or contract, NOAA, NTP, COC, and Certificate of Final Inspection to support this document. Remember, SLCC should be greater than 50% of the EBC to be bid. Next is the pickup, renewable every year din po ito, and not valid until your signature is affixed at the topmost right of this document. Next, kindly check the DMC 85 series of 2020 for the revised form of our bid securing declaration. It should be signed and notarized. Our district usually requires 6 to 8 personnel per project depending on the project profile to be bid. Mainly the project manager, the project engineer, material engineer, lab tech, foreman, safety officer, and our survey engineer and quantity engineer. It is a requirement to affix the TIN of your PM, PE, and ME on their individual affidavit or personnel and to attach the updated PRC ID of your PE and updated ME certificate of your ME. Make sure your ME only works for you. If happen to be caught that he or she is working for other firm, you will be disqualified. Redundant personnel means disqualification. As per the required personnel for the project, kindly see our bid data sheet po. Moreover, list of key personnel shall be supported with a signed and notarized affidavit for each required personnel. Their individual affidavit shall contain the necessary data of the personnel concerned and its lack of experiences, especially for the PM, PE, and ME. Make sure that the information on both documents will coincide with each other. List of equipment with proof of ownership. All required equipment to be pledged shall be mentioned in the list of equipment. Owned and leased equipment shall be categorized. Pledged equipment, its location and condition. Kindly indicate properly the kind of ownership you have for its equipment. If it is owned with ORCR, lease, deed of sale, or official receipt. All proof of ownership attached shall be clear and readable. We will emphasize again, if happen to lease an equipment, you are still required to attach the updated ORCR of the said equipment. Your lease contract agreement shall be notarized and signed by both lessor and leasee with at least 2 witnesses.
Good morning. For the continuation, kindly check the DMC 85 series of 2020 for the revised omnibus return statement. Ito po yung sa sole proprietorship and for corporation. Audited financial statement and the income tax return shall be duly signed and stamped by the BIR with signature and date. And for the NFCC should be greater than ABC to be bid. All bidders are advised to visit the quality assurance section to secure this certificate issued by the district QA chief. As of 2012, considering the materials testing equipment are essential during construction stage of a project, it shall be therefore be included in the technical requirement of the bid together with the other major equipment as contained in the technical envelope, which shall be subjected to preliminary examination and further verified during post-qualification stage. For the affidavit of site interested bidders to conduct site inspection ahead of time to ensure the actual condition of the site. This is done not just to be posted either as bid bulletin, bid supplemental, and notice. Yung name ng both parties. And kailangan po original yung copy. For the financial bid form, summary of bid and BOQ, detailed estimate and cash flow by quarter. For bid form, as per DMC 85 series of 2020, naka-revise na po ang bid form. Bids above ABC shall be automatically disqualified. For BOQ, revision of which if there's a discrepancy between inwards and inwards po ang mag-prevail, and every item number, description, unit, and quantity cited in the bid documents shall be followed. For summary of bid prices, along with the BOQ, summary of bids shall be attached. In the detailed estimate, kindly avoid lump sum items upon estimating. And lastly, yung cash flow by quarter. All notarized documents should be filled up with updated community tax certificate of the proprietor, and all documents on the bid proposal should be clear and readable, especially po sa technical envelope. And always affix initial on every page and observe tabbing and pagination, and always use A4 size bond paper. Issuance of bid docs is ongoing until March 20, 2024 at 12 noon at procurement unit at this office, and opening of bids will be on March 20, 2 p.m. at conference room of DPWH Lanao 2nd DEO. For the three strike policy. As per DO 28 series of 2024, DPWH introduced an updated three-strike policy. This policy is aimed at enforcing adherence to the procurement guidelines stated in RA 9184. Under this policy, if a bidder commits three offenses or acts described as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. These offenses are further classified into three major categories as follows. Classification of offenses that triggers the three-strike policy ng exception. Number 1, withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of a non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. Number 2, submission of late bids without valid reason as determined by the BAC. And the last one is submission of patently insufficient bid. A patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. during eligibility screening or shortlisting, submission of expired PhilGIPs or a PhilGIP certification containing expired Class A legal documents and financial documents, failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae in the application for eligibility and shortlisting, which are evaluated during the shortlisting for consulting services project. During bid evaluation, marami po yan, 1 to 8, failure to submit required bid form, submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to the non-inclusion or omission of mandatory provision and statement for the required bid form, submission of an unnotarized bid securing declaration, omnibus term statement, and joint venture agreement or statement from all the potential joint venture partners, and submission of the bid form, price schedule, bid securing declaration, OSS, and joint venture agreement without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder on its authorized representative, nomination of key personnel of a profession different from what is required by the bidding documents, or in the case of CS, proposing a key personnel whose educational background is different from the required from the TOR. Another is failure to submit proof of ownership, na mention na po yan kanina. Proof of ownership, lease or purchase agreement of pledge equipment, and failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per DEO 9 series of 2012 in the case of CS project, and failure to submit certification as required by the TOR. And the last one is failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment as stated in the bidding documents. The last one, during post-qualification, participation in bidding for CS or goods by a bidder whose business type category as indicated on the MERS permit does not match or unrelated to the contract being bid. And the last one is participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by a bidder whose allowable range of contract costs as indicated on the PICAB license does not match with the specific requirements of the infrastructure project being bid for in terms of category, classification, and size and ranges. That's all po. Another reminder, as per DO 115 series of 2012, non-submittal of warranty certificate should be ground for disqualification of contractors during the post-corp process of the currently bid out project, and during the procurement process, the contractor should be required to include authenticated copies of certificate of final acceptance of their completed project prior to the issuance of the notice of award. And that's all po.
And for the award of contract, the procuring entity shall award the contract to the winning bidder whose bid has been determined as the LCRB within 10 calendar days from receipt of NOAA. The contractor, winning bidder, must submit these following documents. First is the notice of NOAA with the bidder signed from form. Next is authority of signing official board resolution, secretary's certificate. For a joint venture, contractor's pickup license, GB license, and GB agreement. Next is performance security in any of the forms specified in the instructions to bidder. Next is construction methods, construction schedule in the form of 30 PM, diagram of precedence diagram, and the bar chart with its curve and cash flow. Next is professional regulatory commission, PRC license number, and tax identification number of each key personnel. Next is manpower schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program, contractors all risk insurance for the party, latest income tax and business returns duly stamped and received by BIR and duly validated with the tax payments made, tax clearance from the BIR to prove full and timely payment of taxes, For a local contractor, certification under oath stating that the contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities. And the last is anti-thief management plan. And for the form of performance security, first is a cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank. The amount of performance security not less than the required percentage of the total contract price is 10% for infrastructure project. Bank draft guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank if issued by a foreign bank. Also 10% for infrastructure project. Next is surety bond, callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, 30%. That's all for the award contract.
Thank you. Since all contract data, eligibility requirements, technical and financial components, including award, are all discussed, this pre-bid conference is now open for question and clarifications from our bidders. But since no attendees from our bidders, prospective bidders, may I request the Vice Chair for the adjournment of this pre-bid conference?
Since contract data has been discussed to award the contract and no question had been raised, I move for the adjournment of this previous conference. I second the motion.
This pre-bid conference is hereby adjourned. Thank you.
Bring the adjourn.